Alright guys, welcome to the first video of my YouTube channel. I'm creating this channel to document my life, document my process, document my journey in fitness, entrepreneurship, self-development, just being the best man that I can be. And yeah, I'm just putting it out there now. This is the start. My name is Justin Noah Kim. I'm a fitness coach, entrepreneur, gym owner. Yeah, this is the channel, guys. So yeah, some little stuff about me. I grew up in this city called Federal Way, Washington. It's about 40 minutes south of Seattle. Grew up to two immigrant parents, and they really raised me tough. They raised me with that Asian discipline, work ethic type shit. And I'm really glad they kind of instilled that in me. But at the same time, as I was growing up, I was always so rebellious. Like I never really listened to them. And I always wanted to do my own thing. But I still really gave it my all on anything I had to do. My first love was music production. I did that. I was really big into that. And around high school, I fully committed. I stopped going to school. I was skipping classes, you know. And, when you get into music, you get into, you know, marijuana, you get into alcohol, you get into these um, mind state altering substances, if you would say, at an early age. So I was doing that. I was fucking off. I was not going to school. But you know what? I still had to get good grades just because my parents were just like on my ass. Asian parents, they don't fucking play. So I still got A's and B's for the most part. And, I still was, even though I was skipping, it's not really hard to get good grades in high school. So I just did that. Went to college, went to the University of Washington, moved out on my own. That was my first time living on my own. I lived with my buddies. It was like, you know, four people in a house. It was away from the university, and man, that was one of the more darker times in my life. It was the first time living out on my own. I didn't have a car. Nearest bus stop was about 1.5 miles away. Dude, I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating. I was isolated. You know, I was getting high all the time. I was drinking every day. Just making music. I was doing that, but man, bro, I was so unhealthy. I was about 130 pounds. And I remember there was one day, I always lifted. I always like did push ups, and stuff like that. And I used to go to the gym. I did like biceps. I should never like train legs or nothing like that. But I was always like an active kid. I played some sports when I was growing up. But, when I went to senior year of high school and college, but that shit went all out the window. I wasn't really active. And then it was one day, and when I was like 18, bro, I remember I was gonna stay. My house is in South Seattle. I was gonna stay up north at campus. I don't even remember what I was doing that night, but I was at a state where I just could not. I couldn't go home. I didn't have a ride, and even if I, could drive and I had a car, I just could not, you know, physically drive just because I was, wasted. I was just too messed up to drive. I stayed at a friend's house. She was on vacation, but before she left like a little bit before me. She was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna unlock the door. You could just stay in my apartment, just because I know you're not fit to go home. So yeah, just stay in my apartment." And I was like, "All right, bet." So I go up to her apartment. I remember I was high as hell, and she had this big ass mirror in her room, and bro, I was just looking at that shit, and I looked at the person that I had become, looked at my body frame, and I was 130 pounds, and you just have those moments when you just high as hell, and you just realize shit. And I was just looking at the mirror, and I was just so dissatisfied and so ashamed of myself that from that day on, something flipped the switch, and I just went. I completely changed as a person. Um, I moved to the dorms my second semester, and then me and there was another guy in my dorm. His name was Diego, and he's my OG gym partner, bro. Shout out to you. I remember we woke up at 6 a.m. every day. We were just getting after it. We would go to the gym, And this he showed me a lot of the basics, man. Shout out, man. I was doing mostly bodybuilding style training, calisthenics, things like that, and really got my mind right, and I always was like lean. I was, Asians are lean, skinny. So I just, right away, I had that jacked athletic physique, man. And I was just like, bro, this is dope. Saw the changes, saw the differences in my life, saw my energy levels, and then I just stuck to it ever since. And then after that point, I just like, put myself into all these different types of fitness. I did the CrossFit style of wave, squat, bench, deadlift. Got into jiu-jitsu and wrestling for a long time, and did that seriously for a minute. And then, now I'm back here. I'm just training for, just to better myself and just try to be the best man that I could be, whatever that means. And then around when I was like 20, I got my personal training certification. It was during COVID, and I was working at Whole Foods at the time at the meat counter. Um, and it was just a college job, but I was just like, there has to be something more that I could, put my mind to. So I got my personal training certification. Um, my first job that I worked at was LA Fitness in Bellevue. Man, shout out that place. It closed down since, but fed me a lot of clients. I learned a lot, man, and most importantly, it just got me out of my shell a little bit, because I was a 20-year-old kid, and it was my first time actually training in person. And just that amount of people, you just learn to work with people and just be good with people, right? So I did that. Went back to school for a bit, took a little break from training, and then I worked for this guy in downtown Seattle. He had his own gym, and he really took me under his wing and like showed me what it takes to own a gym, and it was a small little gym, but he showed me the ropes, and I kind of just by being around him, I kind of just understood what this entrepreneurship lifestyle was about, I didn't see him work out too much. He was always just like working on the computer, and I was like, it gave me a reality check that, hey, bro, like if you want to open a business, it's not just like you work out and it's all fucking sunshine and rainbows. Like most of the time, is you gonna be on your computer, sitting at your desk. Um, I worked for him, and then I also ran my business out of there too. So that was my first exposure into that. Where okay, I'm trying to sell clients. Now I'm trying to, you know, it's my business. I get to do everything from the marketing, from the sales. So that was an experience. And then after that, I worked an intern at a couple of other places. I kind of saw other people's training styles, just kind of saw how they managed the gym and how they owned it and how they operated it. And it gave me a good idea. And then probably like, so my gym's been open for 9 months. 1 year ago, literally from today, um, that's when I met with this. He was one of my best friends in high school. And, that's why I met with him. And he was like, bro, let's just open a gym. And I don't know the mind frame at the time. I don't know. Both of our mind frames at the time were just so in line. And I was just like, fuck yeah, let's fucking do it. So I had a hella money saved up from the pandemic. I was investing into stocks, and, he had some money saved up. So we just decided to just like put our money into, we just started buying shit, and we didn't even have a place to even we didn't have a place locked down. I don't know. We were just, but to us right at that moment, it made so much sense. Like it just made like perfect sense, and it just happened so fluidly, And I think that's a sign when like okay, you're kind of on the right path when things just start to align naturally. So I remember first purchase, we fucking bought shit ton of bumper plates, barbells. We bought some dumbbells. We bought some lockers. We bought some, and then next thing you know, our equipment pile is just stacking up. But we still don't have a place yet. And we were trying to find a place in Seattle, trying to find a place in Bellevue, which are like the nicer parts in Washington. But they wouldn't take us, bro, because it was like, bro, where's your fucking history? Where's your business history? Bro, we didn't have any. And then, a place opens up in Federal Way. This is the city where I was born and raised. And it's like perfect. The situation is perfect. The parking situation is perfect. The 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 square footage for the price was like perfect. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's just do it. So I moved back here. We got that spot, and the only catch was to prepare it. There was just so much shit that needs to be done. Oh, and I also want to put this fucking story out there because this story was one of the lowest points of my life, bro. One of the first purchases we made with the money that we had, and I didn't have much money. We didn't have much money. I think we spent. It was our last like $2,000. Okay, no, it was a little bit more than that. It was like probably like $3,500. It was our last $3,500, and we're like, okay, let's buy some mirrors. Okay, so went to this yoga studio. They were closing down. Bro, we had to pick those mirrors up, and they're fucking heavy, bro. They were surprisingly heavy, bro. Like, pick those mirrors up, take them off the walls, and we loaded them in this U-Haul truck. $3,500. The mirrors weren't strapped on properly. Something fucked up with the straps. And we're driving over back home. We hear a fucking big crash. And like right away I just knew like we fucked up. So we pulled over to the side, opened the door. Bro, I'm talking about 15 mirrors, 6 feet by 2. All fucking shattered on the ground, bro. It was fucking rainy. If you know, if you're in Washington, you know the weather. It was just fucking rainy. It was fucking, and dude, I felt like I was, bro. I had no hope, bro. I remember just cleaning that shit up because we had a U-Haul. We had to return it back. And you know, if glass breaks, that shit breaks into like a million pieces, bro. There was quite literally a million pieces in that fucking truck. And I remember picking that shit up, hands cut up, bloody. Fuck, I wish I still had some pictures, bro. I think I deleted them, but man, that shit was just so. That shit was such a bottom point in my life. I didn't have no money left. Anyway, that's a story. Okay, so we building out the gym. You know they have, but the thing is, it's a fucking storage unit. It's not even a business. You know, it's a storage unit for like this business that wholesales to gas stations, like you know the ghetto ass gas station blankets and the clothes and shit. It's a wholesaler. There's hella shit in there, bro. So just to get it set up, it was so much work. But we were at a point where we just needed to make money. Like I didn't have no money. My business partner didn't have no money. And we're like, fuck it. We're just gonna say, hey, 1 month we're gonna open. Um, so we basically had to change that whole place out in 1 month, put all the equipment in there, make it a functioning gym, and I don't know. It was a two-man operation, and somehow we just fucking did it. I don't know. At that point in time, my mind state was so crazy, and his mind state was so crazy. We just fucking made it happen. It was 10 to 15 hour days every day, just fucking working. I didn't see another person besides my business partner for that whole month, except the fucking lady at Chipotle. That was like the two people I saw. I remember we painted the fucking walls. I didn't have any experience in, anything like that, but, we just figured it out on the way, you know, painting the walls. I remember coming home. My whole gym is black, so we had to spray paint the walls and shit. I remember coming home and I would blow my nose and fucking black fucking paint was coming out. I was sick as fuck at the time. But I really didn't give a fuck, bro, because I had no money to my name and I had nothing to my name yet, and I felt like I had so much fucking shit I needed to do. So I really didn't give a fuck. My skin was all bad, bro. I remember I was so sick. Did all that shit. Every fucking day it was just like I didn't even work out during that whole period, bro. I didn't work out because it was workout enough already just doing everything, bro. Just painting for fucking hours on end, moving all the plates in, moving all the equipment in, shipments coming in left and right. I didn't even work out at the time. But, you know, we just fucking got it done. And March 16th we fucking opened, and just the whole process just fucking shows me that, I had these limiting beliefs in my mind before that whole thing about what qualifications you need to open up a gym, what you need to be a head trainer at a gym, what you need at least 5 years of personal training. You need at least knowledge in building shit. But what that whole process just fucking told me was that, bro, you really don't need any fucking credentials to do anything unless you want to be a doctor or some shit. But in business, bro, the only person that validates you is yourself. If you feel qualified to do something, you could do it. That's what that whole process showed me. If anything, it just showed me that you can really do whatever the fuck you want in this lifetime. It's just on you. Anyway, we did that. And then I opened the gym, and bro, we fucking built a community there. Like, an unreal community, man. I never would have imagined that shit in my mind, like, before opening the gym. I couldn't even imagine the amount of dope people I met, and, people I'll talk to for the rest of my life. Created some bonds in there, man. And, I did. The gym was open. It's been open for 9 months now. But now I want something more. Like, I'm not even at. I'm not fucking happy. That was one of my biggest dreams. In the past 5 years, I wanted to open up a gym. That was always on my mind, and I fucking did it. But it's crazy. Just not even 9 months into business. Like, I feel like I need to do more. Like, I'm not fucking. I'm not really doing shit. And that's the worst feeling as a man, is like when you don't feel like you're on your fucking greatest purpose, and you're not fucking doing the shit that you were put on this earth to do. And now I'm back at square one, and I just have this feeling of, man, I'm not really living up to my potential. I know I could fucking do more. So I really want to, this next year, my goal is to expand my reach of where I can help people online through social media, and creating a business off there too. So that's gonna be my next steps in the process. I'm going to document everything. Me building this online personal training brand, my personal brand. That's why I'm creating this YouTube channel. So doing that. Yeah, now we're just looking outwards. Like, I'm looking at my life right now, bro. I'm old as fuck, bro. I'm 26, and people like tell me, "Oh, bro, you're so young." Like, no, to me, like, that's old, bro. If I don't figure this shit out right now, and if I don't do exactly what the fuck I want to do right now, dude, it's never gonna come, bro. If I don't start acting upon my wildest dreams right now, because they're gonna take a little bit to build. If I don't start acting on my wildest dreams right now, I don't know if I'll ever be able to live them out. And that shit fucking haunts me every day, bro. 2 days ago, I was sleeping, and apparently I was fucking screaming in my sleep. That's crazy as it sounds, but I was screaming in my sleep. And someone told me that, but I don't even remember. I think it's just I'm just so on edge, bro. Like, I want to do this shit, you know? I'm desperate. I'm at the point where I'm desperate. It's a point in my life. We all go through cycles, man, yearly cycles, and I'm at this point where I was 1 year ago, where I literally cannot think about anything else than just elevating my life. I got a lot of goals in this next year, and I just can't wait to fucking record it, share the process, and yeah. Other than that, other than documenting my life and stuff like that, I want this channel to focus on. I'm gonna put some educational content on here as well. I'm gonna put a lot of content about just becoming the best man that you can be through fitness, um, and also talk about other areas of self development too. Not related to fitness. I think it always starts with the fitness though. Like, if you cannot get the fitness down, you can't get everything else down. But it works the same way. Fitness ain't everything. Honestly, the only reason you want to get fit as a man is not, like, I don't really give a fuck about fitness, bro. And I'm a fitness coach. I'm a certified strength and conditioning coach. And I don't even give a fuck that much about fitness. Fitness is just to make you the best man that you could be, so you could take that and you can literally just become the best man that you could be. It's just a tool. It's just a stepping stone in the process. It's the first stepping stone. I've been yapping for a minute now, and I excuse me, just fucking wiping my nose every fucking 1 minute because I mean it's January in Washington. It's just rainy. It's just icky. It's cold. So yeah, bro, that's the video. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I've been yapping for probably like 20 minutes now, so I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. Welcome to the channel, and I really look forward to documenting this whole process, and it's gonna be good, bro. This next year is gonna be good to us, and I hope you guys are right alongside the way, put in that work every day too.